Xavi's Barca destroyed Real Betis last night 4-0 at the Camp Nou. But before we get into the video, please do subscribe to the channel, as that will be helping us an awful lot in getting this channel to grow. Also, thank you very much for all the people who's been supporting the channel and subscribing, liking and commenting as well. Let's get right into the video to see what Barca did in the build-up phase, from the final third, mid-phase and in the build-up. We will also look at some of the new pressing tactics that Xavi has employed in this game. Let's get right into the video. In the build-up phase, Barcelona looked to build up with their normal back three. But this posed a threat from Betis because Willian Jose could go easily onto Ronald Araujo. This is where Ter Stegen actually become like a centre-back in order to outnumber him. This allowed Balde to go a lot more forward as well, because we all know that Xavi would invert in this instance. And Frenkie de Jong and Busquets as well as Pedri with Xavi stay extremely high. So Betis now had to head the wingers very narrow and actually ready to press Christensen as well. But we know the ability of Ter Stegen. Barcelona found a lot of ways to get through this, because of course Canales always would look to pin down Sergio Busquets, but he could also become a pivot next to Frenkie de Jong, and then the outlets would be really easy for Barcelona to outnumber them, because plus this is now a 5 against 4 in this area right here. And we know that Balde is pinning down Montoya, Rafinha the other one, and Xavi and Pedri is pinning down the double pivot. So Betis never really had any pressure on Barca coming through the build-up phase. Betis tried to alter the pressing game by having a front three, now a 4-3-3 formation, to even out things against Barcelona's back three. But we did see that Frenkie de Jong was the one who was going into the positions next to the centre-backs to create a 4 versus 3 in that region right there. And to make up for the numbers, we did see that Pedri was the one that dropped next to Sergio Busquets in order to help in the build-up phase. This is where Xavi started moving just in behind, along with Robert Lewandowski in between the lines, because the moment the balls moved, they received a lot of balls in the area right in the half spaces as well. Lewandowski's movement of the ball was also very key, because he could receive and overload the sides where Barcelona wanted to play. Pellegrini totally destabilized his team after this, because now Betis started to revert into a 4-4-2 formation in order to keep track on Pedri and Sergio Busquets. But now Xavi actually had Pedri go up like Xavi and Robert Lewandowski just in behind their midfield, meaning that these guys couldn't spring up to press because Frenkie actually stood in his position. Now Koundé was going up more, meaning that Perez couldn't help Rafinha as he had to worry about Koundé. So now Frenkie was actually like a third centre-back operating in the region right here. So Barcelona had numerical advantages everywhere. And when Frenkie used to receive the ball, Luis Enrique was drawn out of position, meaning that Xavi could go over, Busquets could go over, and they could actually all go down the left wing. And like I said, the fluidity of Robert Lewandowski in this game was immaculate, and he could help out over there on that region as well. The same on the other side, where Koundé was over here, he was pinning back a Jose Perez, so Rafinha and Pedri could actually overload there as well, and Robert Lewandowski could come over, and Barcelona had numerical advantages everywhere on the pitch from there onward. Over here we have a perfect example of receiving a ball behind the midfield. You can see that Xavi here is now receiving. Robert Lewandowski is spinning the near side centre back, and Alejandro Balde is actually on the other side on the left wing, As you can see, Pedri also moving up into the space. After the red card, Betis reverted to a 4-2-3 formation. And we did see them later on going on to a 4-4-1 formation to cut out most of the passing lanes into Barcelona's free 8 and forward line. This totally narrowed their shape as well, as they wanted to be compact defensively. But this didn't work, as Barcelona as always easily could go out and overload the midfield, a 3 against 2 on the left hand side and a 3 against 2 on the right hand side as well. Because Frenkie de Jong and Pedri moved out into these regions to get on the ball. And this didn't help them at all with the fluidity of Robert Lewandowski. However, I do want to talk about the fluidity of Pedri, Xavi, Frenkie and Busquets. They were rotated all over the place in order to destabilize Real Betis. And they seem to not be able to cope with this because these guys were all over the place, with Rafinha and Balde keeping the line stretched, and Betis forwards cannot go out and press Koundé. And Koundé and Christensen did a lot of good dribbling as they come out to draw these guys out of position. Not only that, as Barcelona naturally had a numerical advantage in midfield. When Koundé and Christensen would dribble, they would actually pull them out even more, leaving space for Xavi and Pedri to move into. So Barcelona had a lot of good space to rotate the ball in the areas right over here in these regions. And together with Robert Lewandowski, they could easily draw the players over and narrow them down. And then the switch to Balde would go over there. But for most of the time, the switches was done into the midfield, half space, and that is why the fouls for the red card came, because Pedri received the ball over here and Rodriguez fouled him twice in succession to be able to receive that red card. Over here you can see that Robert Lewandowski and Xavi is really traitoring these guys on the left hand side. But I want you to look at this picture right here, where you can see that all of these guys are now all in different positions. Look at where's Lewandowski, look at where's Xavi, look at where's Busquets, Frenkie, Pedri. All of these guys all in different positions, and the fluidity was just so crazy for Barca. That will be all from the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that we've been talking about. Thank you very much for those local subscribers. If you're new around here, please do subscribe to the channel, as that will help us a lot in growing this channel. I also want to apologize for not posting for the last week. Everything has just been hectic at work. So thank you very much for sticking with me. I do appreciate you guys. We're going to try and upload a lot more content. I'm planning on doing a video on Eric Garcia to see how Pep Guardiola's tactic with Rodri would help with Eric Garcia. Please stay tuned for that. Thank you very much.